Hello, this is the voice of elementary mathematics. My name is Tony Chippa, and I am the K-5 mathematics specialist, introducing Shelley Osterman and Leslie Sparks, K-5 Mathematics District TOAs. In May of 2014, teachers representing 25 Volusia County schools came together to rebuild the 2014-2015 mathematics curriculum maps. I'd like to share several highlights from your new K-5 mathematics curriculum maps. The 2014-2015 school year is the first year of full implementation of the Mathematics Florida standards for all grade levels. Implementation started in 2011 with the Common Core state standards being instructed in kindergarten. In 2012, Common Core state standards were implemented in grade 1. Grade 2 followed suit in 2013. This year's third graders will have been exposed to Common Core state standards since kindergarten. Minimal revisions were made to the Common Core state standards to form the Mathematics Florida standards, which were adopted in the spring of 2014. These revisions were reflected in the new 2014-2015 mathematics curriculum maps. The Curriculum Mapping Committee used several resources to sequence the standards and unpack them into developmentally appropriate learning targets. A few resources included Children's Mathematics, Cognitively Guided Instruction, Learning and Teaching Early Math, The Learning Trajectories Approach, Clarifying Expectations, Common Core and a PLC at Work, and grade level specific Common Core State Standards flipbooks. All Title I coaches received a copy of the Common Core and a PLC at Work last fall, and each CCIA representative and all DMI participants received a copy of the CCSS flipbook last school year. To establish coherence in the K-5 mathematics curriculum maps, we followed the progressions developed in Arizona State and Ohio State. The Mathematics Florida standards are organized into clusters of closely related standards. Clusters are a substructure of related standards. Standards from different clusters may sometimes be closely related because mathematics is a connected subject. The Mapping Committee used the clusters as a guide to unpack the standards into learning targets. This is an image of the Florida standards available at the Florida Department of Education website. The committee sequenced the standards appropriately for each grade level. This sometimes meant that standards from the same cluster were separated. For example, in grade 2, OA 3.3 and OA 3.4 are in the same cluster, Cluster 3. Work with equal groups of objects to gain foundations for multiplication. You will find in your map that OA 3.3 is taught in the first 9 weeks, and OA 3.4 is taught in the fourth 9 weeks. The clusters are important for understanding how the standards and mathematical skills work together throughout the year. Clusters are not a focus point for pacing. These committees decided to remove strict timelines for pacing standards and learning targets. This prior practice led to teaching standards in isolation rather than connecting math concepts. The consensus from the Mapping Committee was to organize the maps into 4 units. This reflected the administration of 4 local assessments. In grades 1 through 5, there will be 1 Volusia mathematics test per quarter. The Curriculum Mapping Committee used several resources to sequence the standards within these 4 units. One suggestion for pacing is to use backward design. Start at the testing window. In grade 4, the Volusia mathematics test is administered during the week of September 29th. From there, map out the appropriate length of instructional time for the unit standards and learning targets. In addition to sequencing the Mathematics Florida standards, the Curriculum Mapping Committee worked hard to align instructional resources to each of these standards. The Department of K-5 Mathematics was able to supplement Envision with activities integrating math and science, and a custom Lakeshore Learning hands-on kit for every classroom. The Ames bundles and Lakeshore reproducibles are available on the collaboration site. You can access the collaboration site from your vPortal. Select your grade level folder. Select Supplemental Resources. And there they are. The final highlight of the K-5 curriculum maps is the resource page. Each resource page lists the unit standards in the order in which they are taught. This is a third grade resource page for Unit 1. At the top of the resource page, you can see the title, Suggested Instructional Resources, First Quarter. The first column lists the standards in the same sequence as the map. Suggested resources were identified from Envision, Ames, Lakeshore, and the World Wide Web. Here is the resource page for Grade 4. Again, the first column lists the standards in the same sequence as the map. Suggested resources were identified from Envision, Ames, Lakeshore, and the Intranet. Each year, revisions are made to the curriculum maps to address the varying needs of our students. This is an especially important year to receive immediate feedback from classroom teachers as we dive into the Mathematics Florida standards. Again, I am Tony Chippa, and I look forward to this being another remarkable school year in elementary mathematics.